All right, so Clara, our team had a very strong performance at Appalachian State, 2 wins. You had some good performances as well individually, but team was on a losing streak, had some struggles. But how does it feel to get some wins in conference play?
Oh, it feels amazing. We've been working really hard to connect as a team to finally push through and get those wins.
I just spoke with Sally, and she mentioned that during the bye week, you did the pyramid practices and you tried some different things. Do you think that was beneficial just for the team for this portion of the year?
Absolutely. The pyramid practice was very beneficial. We had to work together to accomplish each goal individually. And when we didn't achieve the goal, we had to go back and start over. It really gave us like a sense of grit, and it helped us, I think, helped us persevere through this weekend.
Did you ever have those type of practices in high school or in club volleyball, or was this a unique experience for you?
This is completely new for me. A lot of new things here. Sally's very creative and it works. So
And you had double-digit kills in those wins against Appalachian State. Do you just feel more comfortable with the college game? And you mentioned it's a lot of different things. Is this the most you felt good as far as playing, at Georgia State?
can you clarify your question? Are you
Sure.
asking if I, okay, yeah.
No, no problem. I'm saying, how do you feel now in the college game? Have you adjusted to it? Do you feel more comfortable on the court?
Absolutely. I believe I do feel more comfortable, especially transitioning from being a middle to a right side. I think that I know my team has worked really hard to make me feel comfortable. And I think that my background as a middle helps me a lot as a right side now, being able to run sets in front and mix up our swings. So I definitely am feeling more comfortable.
Was that a change that you knew was going to happen, or was that something that's just happened during the year?
No, one of our outsides got injured and we weren't sure if she was going to be able to play. So we had to switch around some personnel, and I was next in line for right side since I was a new middle. So
Yeah. You just discussed it. For those who aren't familiar with it, what's the difference between playing a middle and playing on the right side? What are the biggest differences for between those two positions?
absolutely. A middle is more quick, fast tempo sets. Also, closing a block versus setting a block. You don't really read your hitter as much unless it's the middle on the other side. But the middle blocker is blocking all of the hitters at all times. So her focus is basically speed, um, and like a fast press over the net with their hands. While a right side, you have to be more balanced, and you have to be balanced as a middle as well. However, as a right side, you have to wait and read your hitter, and you set the block, basically setting the whole defense behind you.
You're part of a big freshman class. Has that been helpful? All of you coming together and growing as a unit through this year?
Very much so. I have an amazing freshman class. They're all so supportive and welcoming and fun. I really think that we have set a new culture as a freshman class for Georgia State volleyball.
And you also have Jordan Shoemaker, a senior setter for you. How helpful has she been? Just helping you get the ball in the right position and just being on the court in the right spot.
She has amazing communication skills. The feedback that she gives us is very helpful, especially being a freshman middle trying to navigate right side. We connect very well, and the open lines of communication is so helpful. She's also not afraid to hold us to a higher standard, especially myself. If like the set was perfect and I missed it, or I hit it into the block or something like that, we'll communicate that, and I will tell her what I need to do next time, or she will communicate that she needs to either bring the set down or make it faster or something like that.
How's your freshman year been overall? It's been a lot going on and off the
Yes.
court. But how do you feel? Your first year playing college volleyball, being in Atlanta. How's the adjustment been for you?
I came from a very small town in Arizona, so city life is very different for me. But I would say that I'm really comfortable here now. I spend a lot of time at the arena. We stay here and do homework in between practices, so we don't have to go back and forth between the arena and our dorms every now and then during the day. But the transition has been really good for me because I have volleyball 24/7, so I always have a schedule, which is really good for me. I like having that structure. So yeah.
And you mentioned you came from out of the state, and you came a long way. Why Georgia State? What appealed to you to come to the school?
I have one answer for you, and it's the staff. Sally is incredible. Sally Paul Hamas, our head coach. She is so amazing. I met her at nationals my 17th year, and she just came up to me and hugged me. And I had been playing club volleyball for a year. That was my first year playing club volleyball, and she was just telling me how excited she was about me and how much that she wanted me here. And it really made me feel welcome. So out of like the other schools that I was speaking to, Sally really stood out to me. And I also connected very well with Chris and Ashley, our assistant coaches. Chris and I bonded over theater because I was president of theater club back in Arizona at my school. So it's very near and dear to my heart. So it helped to know that our coaches shared some of the similar passions that I do.
Sure. And lastly, you have Georgia Southern this weekend. You played them earlier this year. You split the contest. What's different about the team now, do you think, as opposed to currently? Where do you see that? Where has the team improved and played better now than they did back then?
Absolutely. I would say that our team has a new desire to win. Um, we've created a culture, cultivated it in this past few weeks with the pyramid practice and other challenges that we've had to face. So I would say that COVID separating us, like half of our team is in a different locker room because we can't be close enough in contact together when we're changing and stuff like that. So that bonding that we are missing, we take the extra time to read manuals together, leadership manuals to understand each other's leadership skills, how to better communicate with each other. Also, we have a sort of devotional that we do every week as a team, and that really bonds us and helps go over what our expectations are for next week, upcoming weeks, and upcoming games. I would say that our past performance this weekend against App State really showed us that we can perform at a high level consistently, and I don't think that we're willing to drop that anytime soon.